You said the Noonie Bulls don't even rock with him?
No.
All right, now let's go here.
No.
Let's go here. Let's go here. What is the? I think you banged him out enough. he's a mud spot. All right. What is now? Let's go to the positive aspect. What is the doctrine of Noonie Boo? What is it? I don't know what it is, man.
Okay.
All right. What is now? Let's go to the positive aspect. What is the doctrine of Noonie Boo? What is it? I don't know what it is, man. What is the doctrine of Noonie Boo? What is it? I don't know what it is, man.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Listen to this. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna read something from out this book. You can agree or you don't have to agree.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. In this book, page 119, it says Sabiism. You know what Sabiism is?
Right. It's true star worship. That's in the nature books.
Okay. Listen to what you just said. Let me read it. Sabiism is part of the science of ancient Egyptians Nun. Sabiism is the host of heaven. This is the Hebrew word Set. It is the chambers of the south or star systems below. This is when you go in Orion. That's why in the book of Job, the 9th chapter, the 9th verse, 9:9, it's called Sirius. Also found in the Quran, chapter 53, verse 49, and Quran chapter 22, verse 17. The Sabbath people kept Sajalat records of the movement of the stars, later called Ethiopians. Sabiism is and truly means true star worship or admiration for the true stars, the heavenly host for beings, the visible creatures of the multiverses, bringing light to shine on earth. This was new science, and these stars of the cosmos are the sons of the multiverses and the ones of this universe of natural nature. In ancient Egypt, we wrote Sirius, star, and it gives you the symbol. That's why the Nomos said that these beings came to them from the Sirius star constellation. When you deal with the Egyptian the opening of the mouth ceremony. When you deal with the Egyptian opening of the mouth ceremony, they was dealing with the star system from Sirius. When you look at the pyramids, those 3 pyramids dealing with the Orion belt. They did this because the beings that came to them came from that star system.
All right, wait.
And they brought them this science called Noon. But there were other beings that came in also, and they was a disagreeable being. So when the master taught, he taught us all these things, but at one time he had to teach to us as religion. Now he's giving us the science behind that.
Okay, now let me show you where York got.
In order for him to break this down.
All right, now let me see where York stole that from. Now in the Nature of Nature, book 1, page, letter H, page 10 and 11. This is what York did. I'm gonna read that same verse you just read that he stole that from. This, he said, it says right here, we all hear very little, if anything, about what the spiritual science of the ancients and sages of antiquity was before and prior to the advent of the history of Adam and Eve 6,000 years ago. Now check this now, y'all. Their spiritual science was Sabiism down through evolution. Sabiism is a phase of pantheism, and likewise Sabiism is a part of the science Noon. Like the principles in this book, philosophically, Sabiism is the means true star worship or admiration of the true stars for being the visible creator. See, the stars is the creators, not no damn aliens. The visible creators of the universes, and these stars of the cosmos are the sons of the universes of nature. The original or primary Hebrews of antiquity maintain that the true thing is, I'm not going against the rest. All I'm saying is, York is altering what the nature books are saying. And it's clear when we both read the same thing that you're adding in the Bible as a foundation. That's not going to work. You can't use the Quran and the Book of Job as evidence to say Sirius and all of that stuff. Even though the Book of Job does mention those stars, that's not what the nature book is talking about. And you can't, and York is adding that, and it doesn't go there, Earl. That's all I'm saying. If York want to believe what he believes, but he's now adding Noon. Noon was never a part of York's original teaching. It was Islam and the rest of those religions. Now you can't come in here later on like he did with Bobby, him, and everybody else who was already on Egypt before him, and then come behind them and then say, oh, they weren't teaching it right. No, you can't do that. We not finna stand for that. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna be quiet while and watch y'all corrupt another situation. We not doing that. That right there, if y'all believe that, that's on y'all. But I'm not finna let y'all sit here and say that the nature books is supporting extraterrestrials brought the Noon science when that doesn't say that. Whether y'all believe that or not on the line, that's fine. All I'm saying is that's not true, and you'll use the Bible and the Quran to give y'all some type of background evidence, and that ain't gonna work, man. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, Earl. And you gotta stop that. Y'all just leave our stuff alone, man. Go back to religion. Go ahead, Chuck.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
Even so, this is the wisdom, the foundation of wisdom. It came from Kemet. They recognize that. So in fact, it was not stolen legacy. No, they stole in antiquity. They recognize. This is one of them too. One of them spent five years in Kemet studying. They call the father of atomist theory. He spent five years in Kemet studying their physics and what they call nature. Next.
Alors la question qui peut se poser, c'est que les Grecs, qu'est-ce qu'ils pouvaient bien prendre, qu'est-ce qu'ils pouvaient bien apprendre dans l'Égypte ancienne?
Now the question that would arise is, what would the Greeks, learn in Egypt?
Voilà ce qui m'amène à parler très brièvement des principaux éléments de la philosophie égyptienne.
And that's why I would like to expand on the principal elements of Egyptian philosophy.
Et la question de toute philosophie a toujours été, quoi est?
The main question really in all philosophical systems has always been, what is?
Et c'est-à-dire l'explication du monde.
That is to say, an explanation of the world in general.
La philosophie égyptienne pose d'abord quelque chose qu'on appelle le nous.
The Egyptian philosophy postulates that you have a concept of a noon in existence.
Le noun est avant la création.
The noon comes before creation.
Avant Dieu.
Before God.
Avant les hommes.
Before man.
Avant le ciel et la terre.
Before the skies and the earth.
Avant tout ce qui existe, avant tout l'univers connaissable ou même inconnu.
Before all what existed or what could have existed before the existence of the earth.
Et cette entité, nous, les Égyptiens, l'ont imaginée sous forme d'éther, d'après la tradition du professeur Phil, sous forme d'eau, de liquide essentiel.
And this principle called Nun has been seen by the Egyptian as a concept of water, of aqueous liquid.
Donc voilà, le Nun existe, c'est un état du monde avant le monde.
Therefore, the Nun is a state of the world before the world came into being.
Et avant, donc, avant le monde tel qu'il est aujourd'hui, existe une matière indéterminée que les Égyptiens appelaient le Nun.
And before the world came into being, as it is known today, existed a matter called Nun.
Mais ce Nun préfigure déjà les dimensions du monde tel qu'il est.
But this Nun is already a prefiguration of the dimensions of the world as it existed, as it already existed before.
Alors je lis un texte de coffin text, un texte de sarcophage, coffin text en anglais.
I'm reading here a coffin text now.
Le nous dont l'étendue est celle du ciel et la largeur celle de la terre.
The Nun whose dimension is one of the heavens and whose length is one of the earth.
Donc au fond, cette matière première était répandue.
Therefore, this primordial matter was widespread,
mais n'était pas organisé.
but it was not organized.
Alors, mais tout était condensé dans le Nun, dit encore un texte du temple d'Edfu.
But another text of the temple in Edfu, these are the ancient Egyptian temples, is saying that everything was condensed in the Nun, and that the initial matter was inorganic, and that the Nun was condensed into one single form.
Et un autre texte, le Kofin texte dit ceci, je suis Nun, l'unique, le sans pareil, je me suis créé moi-même.
Another Coffin text says, I am Nun, I am the unique, I am without equal, I have created myself.
Alors, mais dans ce Nun, il va se passer un événement.
But in this Nun will happen something. Something will happen.
Ra,
Ra,
le symbole de l'intellect,
the symbol of intellect,
de l'esprit, de l'entendement.
for spirit and understanding.
Le symbole de l'intelligence supérieure,
The symbol for intelligence, for superior intelligence.
comme à peu près le nous de Anaxagore.
Like the nous described by Anaxagore.
Alors, Ra va surgir
And Ra will come out
de ce liquide primitif
of this primitive liquid
par sa propre volonté.
through his own will.
Et il va jaillir, il va en un jaillissement lumineux, c'est le soleil.
And he will come out in a light all of a sudden.
Et le texte dit ceci,
And the text says,
le Book of Dead, le livre des morts.
the book of the dead.
Je suis l'Éternel,
I am the eternal.
je suis Ra qui est sorti du Nun,
I am Ra sprung from Nu.
je suis le maître de la lumière.
I am the master of the light.
Alors, donc voyez-vous qu'avant, il y a d'abord, l'Égyptien pose de la matière au début, avant la création, il pose de la matière.
Therefore, you see that the Egyptians take the principle of matter at the beginning.
Et de la matière va sortir le démiurge, le Dieu créateur.
And it is from this matter that the demiurgos will come from.
Alors, or, dans beaucoup d'explications de la genèse du monde,
In many explanations of the genesis of the world,
il y a d'un côté le Dieu créateur,
you have on the one hand the God creator,
de l'autre la matière que Dieu va créer.
and on the other hand the matter that God is going to create.
Dans la Bible, par exemple,
In the Bible, for example,
Elohim,
Elohim,
on ne doit pas dire God, mais les dieux, parce que Elohim est pluriel en hébreu.
one has to, because Elohim is a plural form in Hebrew.
So we can't relate God created God in plural. But the Bible translates God in singular, but in plural in fact. Donc les dieux ont créé dans la Bible, le Dieu est séparé de la création qu'il crée.
So therefore you can see that in the Bible God is separated from the beings that he will create.
La même chose dans le Timée de Platon, le démiurge est distinct de la création.
In Plato's Timaeus, the demiurgos is separated, from the beings that he will create.
L'Égypte pose d'abord de la matière et de la matière sort le principe organisateur.
Egypt postulates the existence of matter first, and from that matter will come out life.
Si bien que le débat même contemporain entre l'esprit et la matière, les Égyptiens ne connaissaient pas ce débat.
Therefore, today's debate between contradiction on the debate between matter and spirit was unknown to the Egyptians.
Et je crois que si nous continuons à philosopher, peut-être le XXIe siècle refera la synthèse entre l'esprit et la matière, synthèse déjà faite en Égypte il y a plus de 30 siècles.
And if we continue to philosophize, maybe in the 21st century, we will come with a synthesis between matter and spirit. But such a synthesis was already present in the Egyptian philosophical system centuries ago.
Alors, vous verrez que les premiers philosophes de la Grèce,
Therefore, you will see that the first philosophers in Greece,
que ce soit Thalès ou Anaximandre ou Anaximène, etc., les premiers philosophes grecs vont philosopher sur la nature de l'univers.
The first Greek philosophers will philosophize on the nature of the universe.
Parce que les idées que je viens de résumer étaient répandues dans l'Égypte ancienne.
Because the ideas that I just explained were already widespread in ancient Egypt.
Que ça soit à Memphis, à Héliopolis ou à Thèbes, on enseignait ça dans les écoles.
In Memphis, Heliopolis or Thebes, it was already taught in the schools of higher learning.
Et même les morts mouraient avec ces écritures sur les bancs de lettres.
And even the dead people, you know, the mummies, you had on the cords that were used to mummify them, such references.
Et donc les étudiants grecs étaient bien au courant de ces grandes idées.
Therefore, the Greek students present in Egypt were aware of such ideas.
Voilà pourquoi ils ont posé l'eau à l'origine de tout, ou bien l'air, ou bien le feu, etc. Ils n'ont pas innové par rapport à l'Égypte ancienne.
And that's why one can say that the Greeks did not innovate compared to ancient Egypt, because they referred to water, to air, to the earth, and fire as the main constituents, you know, of their philosophical system. But this was already present in the ancient Egyptian philosophical system.
Alors voilà très brièvement exposé un premier point important de la philosophie égyptienne.
This is very briefly explained a very important point in an appraisal of Egyptian philosophy.
Alors je peux également parler très brièvement de l'existence. Comment cela est venu à l'existence? C'est aussi une question capitale en philosophie.
I would like to talk very briefly about existence and how the sun came into being also, which is a very important philosophical point in the history of philosophy.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
City.